Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, my sun blazers and heroes. How you guys doing tonight? Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to the Rosie Lastra Podcast, where we shine light in the darkest places and turn our struggles into strengths. I'm Rosie, and just like you, I've walked through valleys, faced challenges, and learned that even in the hardest moments, there's always a spark that wants to shine. This is a safe place where we laugh, we cry, and most of all, we grow together. Here, your story matters, your healing matters, and you matter. Let's blaze the trail of love together. Before we dive in, let me share a little bit about your captain in flight, which is me, Rosie. Okay, I'm a transformational healing and confidence coach who bridges spiritual principles with analytical practices to help men and women 35 to 65 turn grief into growth and loss into legacy. Through this work, I guide clients to align mind, body, and spirit so they can reclaim their health, resilience, and confidence and step boldly into their renewed life of purpose. For years, I lived a grounded life in logic. I was an accounting controller, but everything changed on January 9, 2015, when I received a divine dream from God up above. In that dream, Jeremy's presence ignited a mission far greater than I could have ever imagined to unite humanity through faith, healing, and testimony. What was once a routine became revelation. My son Jeremy truly ignited the fire because unfortunately, on September 15, 2024, he passed from a rare form of cancer. 10 months later, Jeremy's Unity Flight was born. Not just a name, but a movement rising from love, grief, and divine assignment. Today, my Sublation and Heroes, I have the privilege and honor to have a super awesome conversation with an amazing, beautiful hero, Jessica Piere. Jessica is a devoted mother, birth doula, childbirth educator, author of to Bump to Baby, a mother's reflection journal, and a visionary founder of Growing and Glowing LLC, a holistic maternal support brand based in Tampa Bay, with a passion for guiding women through every phase of their pregnancy journey. Jessica blends evidence based education with intuitive, soul led care to help mothers feel calm, confident, and connected. From pregnancy through postpartum, she is also the creator of the Sacred Birth Blueprint, a transformative educational experience designed to help mamas align mind, body, and spirit as they prepare for birth and beyond. Through her techniques and her new podcast, The Sacred Birth Sessions, Jessica reminds women that birth is sacred and that every mother deserves to feel seen, supported, and safe through the entire process of becoming. Her mission is simple yet powerful: to help women remember their strength, trust their intuition, and walk into motherhood feeling empowered and whole. In this heartfelt episode, we'll talk about the sacredness of motherhood, how doulas support mothers through everything, including grief and loss, and how faith and feminine strength create healing through every stage of life and birth. If you or someone you love are walking through grief, heartbreak, or a season of surrender, you cannot miss this conversation. It will fill your heart, strengthen your spirit, and remind you that your release is the very thing that opens the door to your resurrection. Tune in, be inspired, and let's rise together. Let me bring Jessica to the screen. Hi, Jessica. How are you, sweetheart?
Good.
Yes. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
Blessed and favored. Sweetheart, I already told our audience a little bit about you. but I'd like you to tell them more because I know how amazing you are, and I want them to get to know you a little bit better. So go ahead, my sweetheart. You got the stage. Go.
Okay, cool. So my name is Jessica Pierre. I am a mother. I have one son who is 17. I am a birth doula, a childbirth educator, a serial entrepreneur. I know we talked about my doula business, but I'm also the creator of a shea butter brand as well. So I got a lot going on. Here to
That's
fulfill
pretty
my
awesome.
purpose.
I hear you, and I mean, I've heard some stories, and you're just how the chain, Jessica. I appreciate you. I feel honored to have you on my podcast. God bless you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Jessica, let me ask you a question, my love. In your journey, how how did you discover your calling? Tell the audience a little bit of how you came about discovering your calling.
So let me see. My calling, I think I discovered my calling in officially in 2019. My mom, she found out about a doula course that was being held locally. And she's like, "Hey, I thought about doing this years before. How about we take the class together?" And that is what we did. It was a weekend class, just learning about childbirth and just what a doula is. And um, we actually went through it to start the process to get our actual certification. And that weekend, my entire life changed. Like I knew about birth, but the depth of where it goes and just a feeling like this is my place, this is my safe place, this is me. That happened that weekend, and I think within like a week or two after that, I registered my LLC. Like I just knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Wow, wow, wow. That's pretty awesome. Uh, all right, let me ask you a question. When uh, where was your turning point to create everything you created? You said pretty much that week, but was there another point where it really started taking off and you just added to it?
Yeah, so again, it was 2019. So I couldn't really do too much after that because of the pandemic. So I couldn't go into the hospitals to assist moms or anything. So I started doing it virtually. And then I created a postpartum kit with a bunch of healing things for moms around that time as well, just to stay relevant in the birth work field. But my 9 to 5 was in case management, and that's what I had been doing for, I don't know, since I was 18. So it was about 14, 15 years at that point. And it wasn't until August of 2022 when I was in the middle of a virtual meeting for work and I had a panic attack. And I just felt like I couldn't breathe. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I had this vision that I had to go outside and put my feet in the grass. And when I did that within, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe, I felt normal again. And I told myself that day that I could not continue down that path. So some people may say foolishly, but I followed my intuition and I put in my 2 weeks notice. I did not have a savings. I did not have a plan. I just kind of went with my intuition and I'm glad I did because I wouldn't be where I am today. It was a lot of trials and tribulations in between, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity to listen to myself and be here where I am today.
I hear you. Yeah, it's Lisa Nichols says that our comfort zone and our conviction don't live on the same street. People don't
Mm,
realize that sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone to be able
yeah,
to succeed. So God
absolutely.
bless you for that, my love. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. So Jessica, I know you and me talked about this. You mentioned a situation, that how sometimes you experience, unfortunately, where a mother loses a child. Can you tell us
Correct.
a little bit about that?
So the one instance that I was a doula for a mom, she signed up for a doula pretty early, and we got to building a rapport and getting to know one another. And it happened to be around her 20th week, where doctors usually bring you in for an anatomy scan just to make sure baby's developing well. and she got some news that her baby was not developing correctly. There was a lot of different things that baby did not finish developing by that point in time. There was a cleft lip, spine didn't develop correctly. There was a lot of different things. So she basically had to make the choice whether she wanted to continue. If she did continue with the pregnancy, it wasn't a guarantee that baby would have survived. So she decided to be induced and deliver vaginally so that she would be able to see her baby and say goodbye and, do all of those things. So I kind of helped prepare her as much as I could, just basically by being there and just having conversations, listening to her and listening to what she and her husband needed. I didn't want to kind of just force myself to do certain things. So I kind of was just there. And I went into the hospital when it was time. And I stood there and watched her give birth and come to the realization that baby was no longer alive. And it was a very heavy feeling in the room at that point. But again, all I could do was just physically be there. I couldn't really do too much other than that. But I think, again, just my presence is what helped out a lot in that instance. And I was invited and I went to the baby's memorial and everything like that. So, I'm still part of their lives months later.
And I'm sure they were grateful for you being there. I'm sure that would. So, if you had to give our viewers some possible techniques, nervous system regulation when you're going through either childbirth or the trauma of grief, what kind of advice would you give them?
Um, Focus on the here and now. Be present. Um, I think being present, for me at least, helps with controlling what you can control in that moment. Um, but when it comes to childbirth, it's easy to kind of bring yourself back with breath work. Focus on your breathing. That kind of helps to center you for the most part.
Awesome, awesome. All right, sweetheart. Well, we're going to do a little bit of a lightning round. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions just for fun. Okay. So, what's one habit that changed your life drastically?
Um, Not being afraid to follow my intuition.
I hear you. Thank God for that, baby. Okay. What's your favorite song? A song that lifts up your spirit?
I would have to say the song is called Ways by Janae Aiko, and it stands for Why Aren't You Smiling?
Nice, nice. Awesome, awesome. And if you could describe emotional healing in one sentences, what would it be?
Uh, I would say emotional healing. It's the process of acknowledging, releasing, and transforming pain into peace, understanding, and a renewed self connection.
Nice. I love it. Oh, pretty good. Awesome perspective, baby. What would you tell the younger version of yourself right now with what you know today?
Whew. You were never too much. You were never asking for too much. Um, I believe that every challenge is what's preparing you to be where you are, and that helps to guide people, through empathy, through strength, and trust your sensitivity. It's your superpower.
Nice. I like it. Like it, like it, like it, Jessica. Well, Jessica, thank you so very much for being such a blessing. God bless you. I know that there's a ton of women out there and families that I love you and adore you and bless you. Thank you. Uh, can you tell our audience where you could be reached, where they could connect with you if they want to connect?
Sure. So on Instagram, I am at Growing and Glowing LLC. And my email is the same, growingandglowingllc@gmail.com.
Okay, can you tell us a special thing that you got going on or promo you got going on right now?
Uh, so I'm bringing back and revamping my podcast, which is scheduled for Tuesdays at about 6 o'clock. I'm not sure if it'll be next Tuesday. It might be the following Tuesday. And I'm working on a master class. So be on the lookout for that. Just basically teaching you the 4 steps to have a sacred birth.
Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. All right, my love. All right. My sun blazers and heroes listening in. Here's my biggest takeaway from this conversation. You know, we all go through different stages in life. And yes, like Jessica says, sometimes you do have to get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to jump. And grief and pain, and we all suffer through it, but it always helps if other people are there just holding our baskets. Sometimes there's nothing that could be said. Sometimes all you can do is be present. So for those caregivers and those people taking care of anybody grieving, just make sure you're there for them. Be present for them, because that's all you can do. And believe it or not, that's from experience. I can tell you that that's something extremely, extremely huge. So God bless you all. Have a good evening. And don't forget to check the jeremy'sunityflight.com for free resources, upcoming events, and ways to connect. And by the way, I will be offering another free master class in December myself as well. And remember, no matter what you're facing, the light within you is always stronger than the darkness around you. So keep shining, keep rising, and keep believing in the miracle of your journey. God bless you and good evening, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.